and welcome to Blockbuster Bums. Kick back your recliner, crack open a beer, and let's talk movies. And today, we're talking about The Breaking Point, Episode 7 from Band of Brothers. And continuing on our story here, we're over halfway through, but all four of us regulars for Band of Brothers has returned. So I don't think I have any more housekeeping to go over. So let's get started. Tom, what did you think?
Hey, AJ, you want to take that water bottle away from the camera?
No.
Do.
So Tom, what did you think of your rewatch of episode 7?
Honestly, after the last conversation when you said the trees were fiberglass and had the charges in them, that's all I could see in this episode when it was happening. Which it didn't take anything away from it, mind you. Like, it only made me think it was cooler, and then it was like, man, how big of a pain in the ass would that be if you were a stagehand and all that? Just like you said, like, you're just putting that shit together piece by piece and all. But no, like, it's been one of my favorite episodes so far, by far.
Yeah. AJ, what'd you think?
Yeah, it's pretty easily my favorite episode. Definitely hits the hardest, I think. At least up to now, with the episodes we've gone over.
Mm-hmm.
So much happens in it.
Absolutely. Ray, what were your thoughts?
The narration was a nice touch. Finally, Speirs had a breakout episode, which I've been waiting for like the whole thing, ever since the shooting of the German soldiers in like episode 2.
Yep.
Donnie Wahlberg character was on point, and he definitely deserved the promotion at the end. Other than that, we'll probably get into it later, but yeah, that's pretty much the core I had going on.
Yeah, agree with most of y'all. I think there was some really cool effects. It is I said all fair. It's my favorite episode, and when I say it, it almost makes me feel uncomfortable. It's like, when I say favorite, I mean like it's powerful, and it conveys a really great message. It's not really like rah rah like it's my favorite. You know what I mean? I don't know if I'm conveying that well, but because it is like sad and devastating at moments too. So it's but it's a great episode. They did a great job with it. So I guess, starting off with the episode, like the biggest thing that is sprinkled all throughout this whole episode is, where is Dyke?
Yeah,
Where is this motherfucker, and why is he not where he's supposed to be?
he's out. He's making phone calls. You know.
Just power walking around the bench.
Power
That's all
walking.
they do. Yeah, they're like always out for a walk. Like,
Gotta talk to regiment.
Well, I guess my thing
gotta
is
make a call.
we hear these guys talk about how people die regularly from both sides because they wander into the other person's line because they can't keep track.
Yeah.
If this guy's just out walking all the time, how does that never happen to him? Or is he actually walking, or is he hiding, or is he back talking to some, obviously off camera, but like talking to some higher up, and like spending time with them instead of being with the men? Like, what is he doing? And even if he is just walking or hiding, like, what does he do for those periods of time?
Yeah.
I
don't
think
know.
that's it. I think he's doing it. He's hiding.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
I think no matter what, in some way, shape, or form, he's hiding. Whether he's with an officer, whether he's on a walk, whether he's actually physically like in a hole hiding, I think he's hiding from the battles. I do believe that, yes.
Yeah. Well, he kind of proved it when he looked right at what's his name and was like, "You take care of this. I'm gonna go make a call." Like, what? Like,
Yeah, when he's talking to Lipton, which is Wahlberg's character, and he's like, "You take care of this. I'm going for help."
yeah.
And I was like, "Going for help? What are you talking about? There is no help. You guys are surrounded."
Yeah. You are the help, you
Yeah.
fucking idiot.
Yes.
Like, he is. Yeah, he like Lipton pretty much like. Well, shoot, he even just kind of tries to even save Dyke's reputation and everything. Like, I mean,
in this episode, Lipton covers for him at least once.
Yeah, but I don't. It's not for Dyke.
it's for the position. Like, 'cause it's like trying to keep the morale. Like, hey, like,
Yeah, it's the
he's
morale.
Like,
Yeah.
that's the thing. Yeah, it's because like, hey, he's the highest ranked officer here. He is in charge. Like, we can't have everybody turning on him like that. And like, like great impression. Like, but I mean, don't do it again. Like, but I mean, no, Lipton. Like this, I liked Lipton in this episode.
Oh yeah.
Like this was a great episode for him.
I mean, this is. I mean, I don't want to get into it because that's for later. But like, this is his episode.
Yeah.
He narrates the whole thing.
Yeah.
So this is a big Lipton episode.
Yeah.
Another thing I would say, when we talk about the 25, the 25 characters we're keeping track of. One of my biggest regrets, because I'm the one that did it, so I'll take credit. I'll take credit for it. Is leaving Hoobler off. And I don't know why I did it. I don't remember. Like, I didn't even know if I did it on purpose. It may have just been like I messed up and made a mistake. But I was really bummed when Hoobler dies in this episode. And it was and not just because he dies in a stupid ass way.
Oh my god, yeah.
Oh,
Like-
the luger.
The luger, yeah.
Oh
When he
my
shoots
God,
himself with the
yeah.
luger, he's been the whole damn show. Since episode 2, he's been talking about getting a luger. He even tries to take that guy's luger when they land in England.
I will say that was the death that caught me off guard in this
Yeah.
one, just because, like you said, like the callback, he actually got the luger, and of course in my mind, I'm like, all right, like something's gonna happen to this guy. Like they gave him some good luck and everything. I didn't expect that that's how he was gonna go out.
Well, at first I'm like, oh my god, don't tell me he actually shot his dick off, and thank God he didn't do that. But maybe
He died, so I mean,
Yeah,
like,
he died, but I
No,
mean,
but-
it's just like,
but
how unlucky do you have to be to shoot the
Oh,
fucking
The
artery
to clip
in your
the
goddamn
artery,
leg?
Yeah.
That was my first thought there whenever it's an upper thigh and all that is like that artery. But then like later on, then you see like the other two and everything, legs blown off, and they're just still like giving each other shit and everything and
Yeah.
whatnot. Like it's like, and they live like, so that, like just like you said, it's just wild to see like two different, like one just placed bullet hole, the other one mortar fire.
Yeah.
And sometimes maybe you should not play with things you don't know anything about,
Uh,
because that's what's gonna fucking happen.
I mean, that's the crazy part is Toy, his leg is like 5 yards from his body, and he lives. One bullet goes through his thigh, and Hoobler dies.
Yeah.
And it's just like, man, sometimes you just don't understand how the body works or why it works, like that way.
Yeah.
It's crazy to think about. Because I remembered Hoobler died, but I couldn't remember how.
See, I didn't know who. Like I said, it's been so long. All the death here. I knew some people. Like I knew Garnier and everything. It's like I can't remember, somebody had told me and everything beforehand. But yeah, like everything in the episode was new. I didn't remember nothing.
And it's just so, I don't even know how to put it. It's just when you've lived through 2 years of intense battle, and you have been surrounded for 6 months, just carrying on in this ridiculous situation you've been put in, and you go out because you shot yourself. Like not even on purpose. Like it's not like he committed suicide. He just just accidentally shot himself. It's just like, seriously, you went through all this just to go out like that. And I'm not insulting him. That's not the way I'm trying to come across.
Yeah,
It's just
just-
like this is
it's
how you went out.
Yeah, that's all it is. Just bad luck.
Yes, total bad luck. And he's like screaming the whole time, I didn't even touch it. I didn't even touch it. Like and they don't really explain it to you, like whether he did pull the trigger or if something went wrong or like the gun malfunctions or like what it is. Because Lipton ends up with it and he gives it to Malarkey and then we never hear about it again.
Yeah.
So
Well, I mean, what
Well,
probably
if I'm
happened?
Malarkey, I'd make sure it's unlocked. I
Yeah.
would think it's bad. Like, it's like,
Uh-huh.
hey, we're just gonna put it in the holster and like, just,
yeah.
Well,
like
what-
I'm not gonna dick around with that weapon for a minute. Like,
Well, what probably happened is he was finger fucking it so many times and go like
Mhm.
this and go like this, and he probably didn't have a rack forward all the way, and it had just a little bit. So when he just nudged a little bit, and then it was pop, and that's what happened.
It's a fair point, Ray. So then you move forward a little bit, which they're related because Hoover shoots himself, and then they're all trying to. There's a whole bunch of them. They're trying to save him. Buck is there, and Picante is there, and Doc is obviously there, and damn, Lipton's there, and I think there's a couple other I'm even leaving out. They're all like surrounded him, trying to help him, and he dies, and they all just kind of wander off back to their foxholes. And then this is the first time we really hear one of the characters, not us, talk about how Buck is losing it. This is when Babe finally says it to Garnier, like there's something wrong with Buck. And of course Garnier kind of like gets upset about it.
He goes like Crazy Joe or whatever. Like
Yeah,
that, or...
Crazy Joe McCluskey or whatever. Yeah.
Which I mean, like that's like as soon as he said the term, I was like, oh fuck yeah, we all know. Like yeah, it's basically saying it's like yeah, there's that guy at the gas station. Everybody knows.
Yeah.
It's like yeah, just don't look him in the eye, and like you're gonna have the same weird conversation and all. Like get ready. Like. Yeah.
So I guess my question is do you think Garnier believed what he was saying? Or was that a morale thing?
I didn't take it as him necessarily lying to save morale, possibly in denial. Because again, that was like their only good lieutenant.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to believe he was cracking either.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I have to go with that one, yeah.
Yeah, no, the way I kind of took it was, yeah, Buck's not, like, he wasn't denying that Buck had changed. Like, Buck is different since he got shot.
Yeah.
Well, that's what they was saying. Is like, yeah, everybody blamed it on the shot, but
But I think Garnier was in denial as far as like who his friend was becoming.
Yeah.
And they had such a wide range of lieutenants. It was like, okay, we got this crazy motherfucker that we heard a lot of rumors about, but we know if we can trust him. We got this dumbass dude named Dyke who's never the fuck around, and we can't trust him neither. But we got Buck here. We can trust this dude, but now he's kind of losing it. And it's like, what are we fucking gonna do now?
And then they show you the other two guys, because there's two more of them apparently that we don't ever see hardly.
Yeah.
And one's the Peacock guy that Tom was talking about, who is like apparently just a bumbling idiot. And then the other one is that guy, I can't remember his name, but Winter's like, he watched too many movies. He thinks he has to scream all the time.
Oh yeah. I
Yeah.
that cutscene. Yeah.
It's like if you took Sobel and split him into two characters.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Well, that leads me directly into my next note here, is that Winters is struggling with lieutenants. Like, and he's verbalizing it to Nixon. He's not to the men, obviously, but he's verbalizing it to Nixon. But you're seeing it in real time, like Ray just said. Like, there is a huge struggle here to find competent lieutenants, and then they want, and we don't even know where these guys come from. All of a sudden, they're just on screen, and they're incompetent lieutenants. Like, it's not like they've been sticking around with us from the beginning, or like, oh, we've been seeing them in another company periodically, and then they move over like Speirs. It's just, they're just brand new characters that show up, and they suck.
Yeah, the only competent one is the one we've been following, which is Speirs.
Yeah. Which, again, obviously I don't know we don't know the dynamics of what's going on behind the scenes with all that stuff, but why did it take so long to get to Speirs?
All them rumors. I'm guaranteed it's got to be them rumors that people heard.
Yeah, but Winters Winters is the one that gets to choose, right? Yeah. I mean,
well, not necessarily though.
Say what?
Is it because Speirs is in a different company? He's in Dog Company.
He is, but all these other people are coming from other places. They're not being, other than Buck. Nobody's been promoted from within.
That's true.
But I mean, he was having trouble getting rid of Dyke. So I mean.
Yeah, but I mean, like, where did Moose Heiliger come from? Where did Dyke come from? Like, they're coming from somewhere,
right?
I just don't know where they're coming from. So then, like, and Moose at least appeared like he might have done a good job. Like he was competent the one mission they went on with him, you know. But like, they get Dyke and this Peacock guy and the Screaming guy, and like, where are all these fools coming from, and why did they make lieutenant to begin with? Are they all West Point graduates that just get thrown in there as lieutenants like some of these other guys we see?
I'm guessing they came in with replacements before leaving for Bastogne, right? Because they couldn't come in after they were encircled.
Yeah.
And you didn't see him in Market Garden. I mean, they may have just been off-screen characters, but I don't know.
That's true.
But they definitely reference having green lieutenants coming in with replacements. Yeah. So, I don't know.
But then at the same time, they have green lieutenants, like you said, but that just puts more pressure on all the sergeants. So why not promote the sergeants?
Well, there's a rank structure, and
Yeah, this isn't a democracy. Or
It's
anything.
not a
It's coming-
democracy.
It's coming from higher up somewhere. They're probably far away from the battlefield as a whole. Like,
Well, maybe, but I mean, we don't know where. Like I said, we don't know where
No.
these motherfuckers were sergeants at some point too.
Yeah.
You know, but if you can't trust the lieutenant,
Well, I don't know
you
if
know,
that's necessarily true because, and correct me if I'm wrong, you know better than I did, but you can enter as lieutenant, right? If you have a college degree.
so okay, so as officer, I'm pretty sure you have to have some kind of college something, and if you go and enlisted and go get a college degree, you can come back and be on the officer side. But I'm pretty sure you have to have some kind of college degree to be a lieutenant.
well, here's my I don't know. Obviously you would know more than me, but I'm not trying to jump forward. But in the next episode, Lipton gets promoted to lieutenant,
Yeah.
and he's a non-commissioned sergeant right now.
Well, I think at that point, I just think they were desperate for leadership, because as a first sergeant,
there's a lot
And
of
you're
losses
going-
in this
and you're going-
episode. Like,
you're as a first sergeant, you're up here, and then you're getting promoted to lieutenant, which is back kind of down here, but it's still kind of leadership role. So he's kind of like mid-grade compared to the enlisted part. But first sergeant is pretty well up here. So him getting downgraded to that was only desperation for leadership at this point.
Fair. I mean, obviously you know more than I do. I don't really understand all the ins
Right.
and outs of all that stuff.
But I mean, the officer is pretty much, it trumps to a point. But I mean, if it wasn't wartime and you're in the enlisted ranks, it takes a long time to get the first sergeant. I mean, a good 15 years, and he got battle promoted a lot of times. So
Which I think is natural during wartime. Guys get
Right.
promoted
well,
faster.
Yeah.
that's just like battle promote because that's pretty much what Dyke is there for.
yeah,
They even talk about that to where like, hey, he's really only here to say he has combat experience to go on to the next promotion.
I think they really try and play up who is like that and who's not, because the guys that are running around just trying to get experience all have big giant class rings on. Like
Yeah,
Dyke
most-
has a big.
and we'll see that in next episode
Yep.
with the other guy too.
Mhm.
Yeah,
But it's
Yep.
like what you're saying, like I kind of, like you said, how are these people getting these? Like, well, there's like you said, there's people playing a different game than actual combat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, there's people playing like a career game here and all that. Like, so like that will explain like the greenness and the where the fuck did this guy come from? It's like, well, like I said, somebody has pulled. Like
So let me ask you guys this: who would you have rather served in combat under?
Spears.
No. No. That's not one of the options.
I'm right behind the Terminator. Like just like
Sobel or Dyke?
I'll have to go with
Sobel.
Sobel at this point.
Sobel.
Yeah,
because at least like yeah, I think you could at least like peer pressure Sobel into like firing his weapon at least and going after like.
I mean,
I feel like Sobel has a killer instinct in him. Like he's like there's anger there, so you can work with anger if you direct it toward an enemy.
until he leads your entire company into
That's
the
see,
wrong place.
I'm going to disagree.
That-
That's
That's better than what Dyke does.
No,
I
I was like,
disagree.
I will say this, Tom. I agree with you that I think you could get Sobel to fire his
Yeah.
gun.
Oh, yeah,
I think Sobel would try and kill people. I have no doubt in that.
well, see, at this point in the game, he's not on no training mission trying to find a fence or nothing. Okay, he's gonna have some senior leadership telling him where to fucking go. And at this point, you're in the fucking woods. So I mean, you ain't going too fucking far. Go across land here. So he
Sure.
ain't got to find his way
I
anywhere.
have a
anymore.
thought, but I want to let AJ go first.
and I think we might be having the same thought. Is it with Dyke, who's just not there? Now you have Lipton, who's actually in
Yes,
charge.
that's exactly what I
I'd
was
much
going to
rather
say.
have
Yes,
Lipton than Sobel.
yes. Dyke just leaves you, and then you guys get to do what you. Then your sergeants take over and
Yeah,
do what
but
they
that
need to
one-
do.
like, in the hypothetical, no, you have to take an order from either the coward or see. That's not
But that's
no,
that's the problem
But Dyke
with
is
them.
going to tell Lipton to
yeah,
get
but
things in
that-
order.
no, that's a gay way out. You have to either take an order from the coward or the crazy man. I'm going with crazy.
But for me, I'm following Sobel because as we go into the battle later, the fucking stupid ass Dyke dude is fucking telling everybody to stop where they are.
Yes.
And as
Yeah.
a radio
We're
operator
getting ahead.
in the Marine Corps, I'm right next to the lieutenant, and he tells me to stop right there. Fuck you, dude.
And-
I'm looking for cover.
And
Fuck you.
I think the worst part about that is then he refuses to get on the radio with Winters.
yeah.
Yeah, We'll get to that, but that is a whole disaster.
Yeah,
That
fuck
is a whole
you,
disaster.
stupid
So
fuck.
Sobel it is. It's one of the few times we're going to sing his praises, aside from getting them in great cardio shape.
Yes, training wise, he was good. Yes,
He's a good coach.
and then this is where the episode kind of goes, sideways on everybody. Is they make them return to the front. They had a couple days off. Well, by the way, though, it's kind of crazy that they tell you later in the episode that the CP is only 50 yards away from the front. So when they're back there joking and laughing and having this great time, they're only 50 yards away from the guys out there dying and fighting. That 50 yards is not that far.
No, that's a couple mortar shots.
Like, think about it, that's half a football field.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I'd imagine they like I said, they probably out of range of what they would think are the shots and everything. So it's like, yeah, I'm gonna laugh a little bit more if like I know not one has came around here yet. Like,
yeah.
Oh, I'm not judging them for laughing or anything. I'm just saying, like, they just seem so relaxed, and they're only 50 yards off the line. You know,
like I said, if you know, like, hey, it can't fall on me if I'm here. Yes, I will crack more jokes and I will breathe a sigh of relief. Like, because then I can actually look just around if I have to shoot something. I don't have to worry about an explosion. Like,
so, and I guess the other part that is like, through all of this, you're seeing the conversations happen between Winters and Nixon. Winters and Nixon are continually having conversations, just the two of them.
Nixon grew a gnarly beard. Like,
by the way, why does they always have to wake Nixon up to give him a message? Every time somebody comes to give Nixon a message, he's asleep.
He likes to sleep in.
I don't know, yeah, but it is like I take it as like a running joke at this point and everything. Or like,
By the way, here's another one too. Is
like really
how
Office Space.
deep? How deep is Nixon's foxhole?
Dude,
Like, when he came out from under the hey,
Like
he got a good one.
he's like standing up in it, and it's still like here.
he probably got a one-room apartment down there at this point.
Yeah.
No, it had reinforced timber in the top and everything. Yeah, he's ready for all the like the trees that are going to rain down. Like,
Yeah. But anyway, I just wanted to point that out. So they return to the front, and right in the middle of them fortifying their foxholes, they get hit with a barrage of artillery. And this is where things begin to go sideways. I do believe they said this is January 3rd. And they get hit with the first barrage of artillery after they discovered that the people that had relieved them and stayed in their foxholes had been shitting in their foxholes.
First company or whatever.
Yeah.
Sons of bitches.
That is dirty, man.
When old boy jumped right in, like, like,
At least bury it.
yeah, 2 boots in, just like right in, like.
They knew better than that. Shitting in foxhole. You go down a couple yards, take a shit in another hole. Fucking assholes.
Yeah, assholes for sure. And first off, like I think Tom talked about it in his intro, like the impressive amount of explosions that go off during that scene.
Oh my god!
Just the trees exploding, the ground exploding, the tops being blown off their foxholes. Like it's a very impressive show of force, I guess, from the Germans.
But that one dude had a nice little cover after he got barotted. He had a nice little roof on his shit.
Yeah, Babe, a tree fell on Babe's foxhole.
Oh, I would, yeah, but if they had started up, I would have went right back down in it though. Like,
Yeah.
I would have been tempted to just stay there.
I would have jumped in with. I would have kicked Babe back down there, like I'm coming in, like just like.
Yeah,
like I said, you got like a base. You have a huge ass tree on top. Like can't get any worse. Like everything around you's blown up for a couple yards. Like
I thought about that too. Like, why is he so like panicking to get out? Because like it's great cover.
I would at least want a quick exit because
that's
you
what I
don't
was
know if
getting.
you're gonna get then you're gonna get coup de grace. You're in a hole.
That's what I was getting ready to say too. That's what I thought of anyway. It was like he realized if he can't get out on his own and that he can't fight really, You know, like he can't fight if they
Yeah.
charge the
Yeah.
line.
But no, Lipton narrates the thing like great during the first barrage though.
He does.
Yeah.
He really
Like,
does.
I really liked his take on it. And then of course he sneaks in there like, if I would have known what happened to Toy, I wouldn't have been smiling.
Yes.
'Cause
Yeah.
I was like, well, but yeah, it's because you got to imagine at some point that would be like exciting to be around. Like,
Oh, it would be impressive,
yeah,
none the least.
like you just said, like it's impressive. Like he's comparing it in real time to like blowing stuff up as a kid, to where like, oh, this is happening really, and this is real life. Like that's real firepower. Like,
And then we have problem number 2 with Dyke. This is the thing we said earlier, where he looks at Lipton and is like, "You take care of this. I'm going back for help," and runs away.
oh my god, yeah, like what did he say? Like, it's, yeah, that's.
And the confused looks on everybody. It's like, what?
And I couldn't help but think, it's like, where's Dyke's helmet? Like, where does helmet go? It's not like he's over there doing anything.
Yeah.
He left at regiment.
But he literally runs away. Like, turns his back to his men and just hauls ass. Like, that's got to be so disheartening as a soldier. So disheartening.
Yeah. Your senior leadership failed you and deserted you.
Yes. And again, there's no help to go get.
No.
You're surrounded. It's not like you're calling back and being like, "Hey, send us more soldiers up here." There's no more soldiers to send.
And everybody there knew that.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Yeah, that was the thing. It was like like,
We're like, okay, bro, whatever. Go piss in the corner or something. Fuck off,
that's why I had that conversation with Winters later on. But like, hey, like, I don't think this man can make good judgments. Like,
So then you get, the barrage stops. They get Babe out of his tree house,
tree
I guess.
fort,
His
yeah.
tree
Yeah.
fort, yeah. And then they send a second barrage of artillery, which, then, I guess Lipton's comment to that is, I was no longer laughing. Like, like he realized, I mean, not that he didn't know already. I don't realize may not be the right word, but it was more hitting him like, this is fucked. Like,
well, like, at that point, you could hear, he could see it and everything. Who wouldn't get their holes, and that's when Garnier got up and like out and tried dragging Toy and all. Like,
I mean, at this point, he knows people are dead.
Yeah.
He doesn't know how many. He doesn't know exactly who, but he knows people are dying, and
he's trying to shove people in foxholes. Like he's just running around.
I mean, I don't want to get too much into Lipton yet, but like, he's really ballsy in this scene. Like, at one point, he tells nobody to get out of their foxholes, and then he's running from foxhole to foxhole to foxhole.
But-
Well, he's got to do
Yeah.
that. He's got to keep accountability to his
that's it.
guys.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I'm just saying, but he's actually showing leadership, unlike Dyke, who
Yeah.
hauled
Like,
ass.
Yeah, exactly.
He has
Yeah.
no choice. So, it's like in your scenario earlier, like you're not getting Dyke as a leader, so you get him. Like,
Yeah.
so it's like he has no choice but to do that. But I think he knew that immediately anyway. Like,
Yeah, it's like Lipton, Buck, Garnier, and Bull are just, the four of them are constantly yelling in these scenes where they're getting barrage. They're constantly giving orders. They're constantly yelling to the other foxholes. Like, they're constantly in charge of what needs to be going on. And if you're the other soldiers, I feel like you have to just feel so lucky that you have all these sergeants that are doing such a great job when you have a lieutenant like Dyke, who is just a failure.
Yeah.
But then that leads us immediately after that second barrage is when we see the replacement guy trying to dig a foxhole with his hands.
Oh, yeah, the private.
Yeah, the new
And
private.
he didn't realize, and he shaved his fingertips off or whatever. Or his fingernails.
His fingernails all came off, and they had, like, Lipton says, I had to remove them immediately because it would kill the morale of the men.
Yeah.
Like he was so terrified he couldn't think right.
Yeah.
That's the type of guy that like loses it and like kills his own men or something. You know what I mean? Like you're that panicked,
Mhm.
and who knows what you're gonna do?
Yeah.
But I don't know. That scene always like gets to me a little bit. Like this grown man who is in the military, has been through his training, all
Elite
these things.
training, yeah.
Yeah, elite training, all these things, is so terrified and so messed up because of it that he is trying to dig a foxhole in snow-covered winter ground with his bare hands, ripping his fingernails off, and not even noticing what's going on around him, not even noticing the pain in his hands. Like, just...
Well, I mean,
I'll throw
that
adrenaline,
battle kind of
yeah.
probably hit him hard. I mean, that's probably the
Oh, it hit anybody hard.
I mean,
I'm not...
yeah, but for like a replacement who just got there and just going to mass fucking catastrophe instead of like the other guys who gradually built up to this fucking moment. I mean, that would probably hit a lot of people like that.
So there's a scene right after that where Lipton has to kind of, I would say, get on Luz and tell him to essentially stop making fun of Dyke.
Oh yeah.
Because he was like, because Luz is the one that does the impressions of everybody. So like he's doing a Dyke impression because Luz was standing next to him when he ran away. So it's like, so he saw the whole thing and knew it happened. How often do you think the soldiers actually saw something like that? And how often do you think he just wasn't around when they needed him? Because it almost seemed like maybe this was almost a first time that they actually saw him do something like this.
I mean, that did seem like they were in disbelief. So
They did or didn't?
they did.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I mean, they probably saw it a lot, but I mean, there's probably a certain point where they're just like, "Yeah, we're just gonna say fuck this guy," and that's probably when the impressions started coming out.
Well,
Because you at least have to keep some kind of baseline between.
no, but this is definitely the most egregious of it all.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
even if they did see it before, it wasn't like people dying and losing limbs as of like a result of your ill command. It was like you literally pretty much just like gave old boy the finger and everything, and then dipped out, and then we got mortared like 2 or 3 rounds without you being around.
Well,
Yeah.
I feel like there's a difference too between okay, shit's going down and he's not there because he's never there, or shit's going down and he is running away.
Yeah,
That's
like,
true.
even
That's
just
true.
think, like, so I mean, this is like I said, if somebody actually seen it in real time, this isn't a rumor mill thing.
Yeah.
Like this is a oh shit and all. It's like, and then you're looking at Lipton and we're like, the fuck did he just say to you? Like, and he's like, never mind. Like, just,
Well, something we skipped over that actually kind of drives home another point with Dyke is when Speirs walks up on that foxhole with Christensen and Picante and somebody else in it, and he's like, "You guys," that was hilarious. Actually, I literally laughed out loud at that. But he tells them to reinforce their foxhole, and Picante's like, "Dyke told us there was no point."
but I loved his response to it. He was like, oh, well then never mind then.
Yeah, forget what I said.
Yeah, that's
Like-
what I mean. That's what Speirs is the shit. Like I want to follow Speirs.
Is that the point where he offered him a cigarette?
Yes.
they turned right
That
around.
is the funniest shit. And I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't take no cigarette from that fool at this point either.
Well, he just heard him talking about it
Yeah.
because they were talking about it when he walked up to their foxhole.
Oh.
How many guys he killed after he gave him a cigarette?
I was wanting Lipton to ask him for a cigarette when they were in the church at the end.
Yeah.
Like when he was like when they're sitting there, it's like, you want to ask me, don't you? It was like, say it. Like, can I have a cigarette? Like, that's like I wanted that to be the line. Like that would have been so perfect. But like just like, see, the rumors aren't all bad. Like just like I wanted that to be the running joke.
So then we move on to Ray's favorite part, where Dyke actually has to lead them on an attack of Foy.
Oh my God.
So literally, Dyke has to get the company. Like, I guess he has multiple companies. He has to get. He's like 4. I think they name off like they're sending 4
I
companies
think
in there.
it's easy company, but there's different.
There's
platoons.
probably 3 or 4 squads. It's probably
Okay.
easy company with 4 squads.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, he's got to lead the men, however many of them there are, across this big open field before they can get into the town to attack it. And he starts running across the field, and because he can't see all the men, he makes the whole company stop in the middle of a field.
Yeah.
and gives the Germans not only time to fire back with their guns, but they start firing artillery at them.
Yeah.
They start dialing their artillery in on that field.
You're not moving.
Yes, you're just a sitting target. And officers up on the hill are obviously screaming and yelling at him.
Winters is furious.
Winters is actually like losing his mind a little
Yeah,
bit. Like,
old boy even had to stop him from going out there at all at one point. Like,
yes.
I mean, that's like rule number 1. Find cover. Not make yourself.
Yeah, it's cover and move,
Yeah.
not stop and sit.
Well,
like what are we doing?
I think with the Dyke, like they really drove home in terms of like a fight, flight, or freeze. He freezes because, like I said, in everything, it's always like.
Well,
just
we've
frozen,
seen Run
right?
too.
Like, well, once again, he's not even in the shit. Like he
That's
gets away
away
from
from
it.
the fight,
Yeah,
not
he's
towards the
away
fight.
from
Yeah.
it. Like, but then once again, I love it. Spear, like as soon as Winters has had enough, Speirs, boom, right up there, like fix this shit. Like,
No,
and
I'm like,
just-
my man.
No, like here's my thing is I felt like the greatest part about that was the fact that what's his name, Sink?
Mhm.
Yeah, Winters commander. Yeah, Sink is trying to talk to Winters, and Winters just blows him off.
Yeah.
And it's like, Speirs, get out there and take this on in. Like, just blows Sink completely
Well,
off.
Right.
Yeah, because that's
And-
always like Singh said, you can't go out there because of your rank or something like that. So
Yes.
he's like, well, then I like immediately. Well, I know who I can send. Like this crazy
And-
motherfucker.
and dude, it's like I was who was I talking to about it? I was talking to somebody. It's almost like watching like that scene where he runs into the battle. It's almost like watching a Baywatch run down the beach scene. Like
Oh,
they've
especially when the mortar goes
yeah,
off
the
and he
mortars
goes
are
through
going
the-
off
and
around
he
him.
runs through the
Bullets are
smoke
hitting the
after.
dirt around him, and he's just running. Just and then they've slowed it down. Just not a ton. It's not like he's running in slow motion, but they've slowed it down just a little bit, and he's just nothing phasing him. Just everything is just I've got to get to those hay bales to relieve Dyke. And
that's not even the most impressive run the man takes.
it's not. We'll talk about that. Yes, we will.
He came back. Just like,
And but no, Dyke gets relieved, and
really, just like just sit there. Like,
About damn time.
and correct me if I'm wrong, AJ, but we never see Dyke again.
I don't believe we do.
I hope not. Put that motherfucker in the brig.
no, well, yeah, like I don't know what happens to him, but yeah, at the end of the episode when they fade out the characters, he's one of them that fades out.
Yeah, he says
Well-
we lost one good lieutenant and one bad one.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just going off like what's on screen. Nobody says anything, but like they're hiding behind that big hay bale, and at some point that hay bale gets hit by artillery and like is obliterated, and you don't see Dyke move in any direction away from it.
I read something
know.
up on this. Dyke in real life, Dyke lives because he also fought in Korea.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Oh, God, I feel sorry for them.
But he actually won a bunch of medals and shit.
In Korea?
Yeah.
I hope he was
So
in a
maybe
tank.
maybe he learned from his.
I
his
hope
bullshit.
so, and power to him, to overcome whatever
Maybe-
was going on in his brain. But
Maybe North
good
Koreans
God,
are just
man,
easier to kill than Germans.
But he is wounded at Foy.
Okay.
It doesn't say how it didn't say how serious or anything, but he did get wounded at Foy. So maybe that explosion did hurt him or in some way, shape, or form. I'm not sure. But I don't think we ever see him on screen again after he's relieved here. And they take Foy under Speirs. They take Foy. But then like they immediately jump to them like singing and playing music and all
was-
this stuff, and then all of a sudden sniper shots, bang bang, and 3 men die immediately, bang bang bang.
way premature. It's like these fools got a video camera and they don't know how to act.
Like you didn't even go through the buildings first
Yeah,
before you started
You
celebrating,
know you got to go clear the buildings.
right?
You can't have a fucking party out in the open like that. These guys are just it's way past. They're just way complacent at this point, and they're just tired of the war, and they just don't give a fuck
It's
anymore.
all but over, Ray.
huh?
All but over.
I know, but do you want to go home? On a plane or in a fucking body bag? At this point, and I want to be standing up when I get back. So I would be more than happy to go search some houses.
I mean, I feel like somebody just gets reamed after this. Whether it's
Yeah.
Speirs, whether it's Lipton, whether it's somebody, because we didn't even check the buildings before we started partying.
Well, honestly, but another epic run because like great shot by Powers. Like
Yeah, I
Like,
totally want to talk about that
yeah,
in a
because
minute.
like I said, this guy picked off 3 people, just boom, 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 and it's like we got to end this quick. Everybody, like I said, took cover fast, but it's like I said, only one person knew where it was, so it's like fuck, here we go. Like,
And that what kills me about every war from this to Iraq to whatever else. I always have these stupid fucking journalists over here have to report back over here. And man, if they want to know what's going on over here, then they should have been over there fighting. Because we
No,
got bigger fucking problems than this fucking dude goddamn video camera.
I love that. There's a
Drone
scene back
camera.
at the CO where Sink comes in and he's like telling Winters and Nixon, "Hey, if the cameras show up here, make sure the men are smiling and look happy." And Winters is like, "Why?" And Sink goes, "Fuck if I know."
Yeah,
Like,
Oh,
exactly.
no. Yeah, I later on I like it to where it's like, oh, like we didn't need him to fucking come save us and everything. And
Yeah.
then Winters grabs him. It was Toy.
It's toy,
Yeah, because
yeah.
then he grabs him and all, and he's like, "Oh, that no, couldn't agree more." Like,
Yeah,
yeah, we didn't need to say fuck that. Like,
Well, I only have one more thing to talk about, Jen. So, is there anything you guys want to talk about before we move on to talk about the actual individuals?
no, not without talking about the individuals.
Right. Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
like,
I mean, I guess the episode ends with them going to that church.
yeah, which I mean, that's like, how warm would that be just at that point? Like, 'cause that was one of the first things I thought about. I was like, man, I bet the heat from all those candles is way better than the freezing foxholes
Just
you
being
all have had.
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just like this is a breaking way. Like you have 4 walls and a roof. Like I
They
bet
haven't been
love it
inside
right
a building
now.
in months.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I mean. I was like, I bet they were
Like-
just like so relaxed. Like that was the place to be.
Yeah,
Like,
30 degrees above freezing is way better than negative 20.
yeah, you get,
Yeah.
like, a choir
Yeah.
singing to you and everything. I probably would have thrown a party too. Why not? Like,
Yeah.
But the part from the church scene that is not individual based that really stuck with me was when Lipton is talking about all the people they lost. And he goes, Easy Company went into Bastogne with 145 men and came out with 63.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man. I mean, they almost lost 2/3 of their men. Like, that's a lot, and a lot of guys that we've been following from the beginning.
yeah, like I said, I think like at the end, I'm pretty sure it's like 12 of them that he names off, like that we've been following.
Yeah. So I think that wraps up our talking about the episode part, and that'll I'll give us some interesting facts where Ray gets our board pulled up here.
And you'll have to remind me who I got to pull up because I don't even know at this
Oh,
point.
you're good. I'll
Oh.
let you know. But Hanks and Spielberg originally wanted Donnie Wahlberg to play Spears instead of Lipton.
Oh, no, I don't see that.
And after he read for it a couple of times, they decided they were going to go in a different direction, and he ended up as Lipton,
Good.
which
Yeah.
I think he did a fantastic job as
Yeah.
Lipton.
Yeah.
So I don't have a
Definitely.
problem with obviously that. So when they were doing the Bastogne shoots, they made them do 16-hour sits in 20-degree weather out in the woods to and then they would like go shoot scenes and stuff so that they wanted them to actually look miserable
Yeah.
and like know what they were dealing with and to be able to recall that stuff. So they made them do 16-hour sits in the woods and it was 20 degrees outside.
Hell yeah.
They really made these motherfuckers do crazy shit on this set.
Yeah, method acting. Yeah, you're all doing it.
Well, it's not. I mean, the cast. I mean, there's not real. A-list moniker names.
Some of them have kind of become that, but they weren't then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At this point in time, it's if you want to work on a Spielberg and Hanks like dual project, you're gonna sit in the fucking cold for 16 hours and shut the hell up.
Yeah.
Because you know
Like,
it's a
that's
serious
just,
project.
Yeah, that's just what it is. Especially
Yeah.
at that point in those two men's careers, like it didn't matter what they asked of you, you were gonna do it because, like you said, it's gonna launch your career being in something that they did.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, because like you said, you're a no name. Like, who the fuck are you to even question what we're doing? Like, Go sit out there in the cold and come back and act like you're cold. Remember that feeling. Like,
Yeah.
So this is my last one. Was the real Lipton? So not the guy that played him. What's his name? I can't. Scott Grimes. No, that's Malarkey.
Lipton.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
That's,
Donnie Wahlberg. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, not Donnie Wahlberg, but the real Lipton. Talking about Lipton going and talking to Winters about Dyke. He said that he really did that.
I was wondering if that conversation happened.
Yes, that really did happen. He's like, but this is how he described it, and it made me really think. So I wanted to bring it up to you guys. How do you put it? I gotta read it here. He had the conversation, but I respected Winters so much that I accepted his choice.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, which is fine, but then if you accepted his choice because of your respect for Winters, and then Dyke goes out there and does what he does, what does that do?
I don't think it does anything. You both knew who Dyke was. Like, and it was like a running thing. You can't get rid of Dyke just because you don't like him.
No,
and you can't get rid of him just because you have a feeling that he's going to do something
Yeah,
stupid.
because at this point he hasn't really disproven himself yet.
That was
he just
Winters,
hasn't been around.
Yeah, that was Winter's whole hang up and all.
you're right, but do the soldiers know that? Do the soldiers know what Winters is going through?
It doesn't matter. Lipton should have known it.
Lipton may know it,
Well,
yeah.
that comes back
but
to-
that's where you're asking is like, would that change Lipton's would the respect he has from Winters change even that? And then the answer is no, as long as Winters or Lipton knows the situation. I don't expect the troops to know.
Yeah.
But like I said, Lipton being so close and having to clean up the incompetence, you should know more than anybody.
And Lipton and being an enlisted side, you're the bridge between the two, especially that high ranking. So you're gonna have to take a bridge of that responsibility if the other guy is fucking failing that hard.
And like going back to the respect thing, if you respect Winters that much, you might not know all the details, like he has connections or whatever, so he can't be removed. But if you respect Winters, you're gonna know that there's a reason.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And yeah.
Because he never really put anybody in harm's way. He has done an almost immaculate job.
Yeah, talk about something that's getting promoted in the field over and over again.
Well, that's the problem Sink has with Winters is that Winters keeps trying to protect Easy. So I mean, I guess if you're looking at it from the other direction, you're like, every time I turn around, this dude is helping us.
Yeah, but like I said,
so
2 years and everything, like they've been at this, like after a while, it's like, no, I'm not gonna take every fucking battle you're throwing at us. Like, I probably would be trying to like picking and choosing if I was Winters as well. Like, no, it's gonna be worth it if we're gonna risk our lives. Like, it's not gonna be for like little pissant shit.
Well, let's be honest. It kind of seems like at this point, like, Easy was Sink's like trump card. Wherever he had problems, he just threw Easy at it. Threw Easy at it. Like,
You use it like a hammer. Yeah.
Yeah.
The answer is always that. Like,
I did think it was, I don't know, I guess ironic after what you told us in the first episode where Winters orchestrated all the sergeants resigning to get rid of Sobel. And then he's in that same position as his commanding officer and can't do anything about it.
Yep. It is. I didn't think about that, but yeah, you're right.
But at least he didn't take it to that extra level where he's just like, bye, you're demoted, peace out, shit like that.
Yeah.
He actually had a level head on this situation.
Obviously, people died, so that's awful. But the Dyke thing left no decision left. Like, not only did he royally fuck up, he royally fucked up in front of Sink.
Yeah.
Sink is standing on the bluff watching it.
Yeah.
So, like, there isn't, like, nobody's going to be able to question Winters. Like, why did you remove him? Like,
Well, like I said, so nobody would question him.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
At that point, it's like, nope, like this just happened. Like, all right. Like, once again, why do we have this guy as a lieutenant now? Like, don't know. He's just here now one day. Like,
Yeah. All right, so our board there, Ray.
Right here.
So, I mean, I guess we can start off with Lipton here.
Let's go to Lipton.
Who's farthest right on the top row?
Yeah, Lipton.
Lipton. I mean, he gets promoted in this episode. I think Ray mentioned that earlier.
Well, no, he gets promoted. Next one, he just told he's getting promoted in
Yeah.
this
Oh
one.
yeah, I think you're right. He gets told he's gonna get promoted. Yeah. But I think the biggest takeaway for me from Lipton this episode is just his leadership just shines through to the 10th degree here.
Yeah.
He's picking up all Dyke's slack, in which somebody needed to, but I guess it didn't necessarily have to be him. He could have slacked off and been a worthless person like Dyke, you know.
Yeah.
He also, like we talked about, he's the one that goes to Winters and says, "Hey," he calls him what does he call him, an empty uniform? Dyke is an empty uniform.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
And he'll be there physically, but he's going to get a lot of people killed because he doesn't make decisions.
Yeah.
Because I think he says that in the episode. It wasn't that he made bad decisions; he refused to make decisions.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, what was it? It just speaks volumes there. Like,
And then we have Buck, who is third
snapped.
down on the left side there. He at the beginning of the episode, you think he has it together because they keep showing him leading missions right there at the beginning, and he has it all together. Like he's like, "Go there, do this. Hey, don't do that," you know, and like he's giving orders. But then when they come off the line, that's when you see no, it's still there. He just does really well in combat.
Yeah. Well, because he's got something to focus on.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then, like we said, you hear Babe talk about how, like, hey, he's losing it. Garnier's sticking up for him, so on and so forth. And then he absolutely positively completely loses it when he sees Toy and Garnier.
Yeah.
Which, like I said, I think he was already on the verge of it when old boy with the luger died. Because if he was, he was the one, like, at least in the scene, like, holding the pulse, and he's the one that had to tell Doc, like, hey, you know, it's done. Like, he's done. But then after that, you see him going from foxhole to foxhole, like doing this whole like don't do anything stupid.
Yeah, don't
like,
be
speech,
stupid.
like,
you know, shoot yourself with a luger.
Yeah, because that's what leads to the conversation of like those two and all that. But then, like you said, he really loses it when like, yeah, Garnier and Tor get like mortared in front of him.
Well, he won't make eye contact. He won't talk. He doesn't want people talking. Like he's snapped in some way, shape, or form, and gets removed from the line permanently, not just for a couple days or recover whatever. He's done. Then you have Toy, who we didn't really cover this earlier because we were waiting to talk about Toy. Yeah, it's right next to Buck actually on the screen. But Toy returns from the hospital to get hit with an artillery shell. It's the same day.
Yeah. How fucking shitty is that?
He busts out of the hospital to come back with a sling on.
Yeah, the sling.
And takes the sling off to be like, I'm going to the line. Goes to the line and literally gets hit with artillery right then. Boom.
Yeah.
And loses his right leg. Which Toy is another guy that we've been following since the very beginning. That like you see that and like I don't know, it's a really powerful scene, I feel like, because like that's when he's like trying to pull himself back and it's like I gotta get my helmet. I gotta get my helmet.
Yeah. Screw your helmet. Like
And then who runs out there to try and save him but his old buddy Garnier, who is in that same row, three people over.
There was so much foreshadowing for that too. Like after it all happened, because then like they even like when Toy's coming up, like oh nobody was happier than Garnier to see him, and it's like ooh, like yeah, this is gonna be bad here in about 10 minutes, like.
And then as Garnier is dragging his body back to try and get to a foxhole, they both get hit
In front of Buck.
Like
just
and
eye to eye. Like.
Garnier also loses a leg, and so Garnier and
it's still kind of flop, but it's still attached.
Well, it's still attached to that moment, but they cut it off.
Like, or at least the clothing was holding the bit there. Like
he gets it removed above the knee. I read all about it just to make sure.
I was like the way it looked was like there's nothing there. Like.
So we lose Toy and Garnier in the same essentially the same barrage. There's a short break in there where he runs out there to try and grab him.
I love that Garnier is still talking shit though.
Yeah,
but
yes.
He's like, I told you I'd beat you back to the States. Toy, like it's always like just still like babbling and stuff, and Garnier's still just talking shit and jabbing at people.
You know, the crazy thing is those guys spent like a year in the hospital after this.
Yeah.
Like, they don't get to
Oh.
go home. Like, they're in the hospital for almost a year.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure it is what happened to them. I'm sure they got a bunch of infections and like all
Oh,
sorts of
yeah,
shit, you know?
Yeah.
So I got penicillin.
Yeah. Really need that science. Like,
And then we'll just talk about them at the same time. You have Muck, who is next to Toy, and you have Pinkala, who I'm looking for here.
man, that was a rough one. Like, could you imagine, like, you're crawling to the
Yeah.
foxhole like
Where's
that?
Pinkala, Ray?
Right there.
No, that's Hubler.
The one
Is
I
it?
just
All right,
clicked on?
okay, never mind. Sorry, who was on here? Yeah. So,
Man.
so those two are, like Tom said, they're in a foxhole, you know, perceivably safe,
It's one of the night shellings. Yeah.
and Luz is trying to run to their foxhole and falls down
Several times.
several times.
Right.
Yes.
But
Yes.
just imagine if he hadn't. That was my thing. Like doing that. Like you're
Yeah.
running to what you think is gonna be like your lifeline. You slip and fall like 2 or 3 times, and then boom in front of you, and you're just like, Plan B. Like just.
Well, but the whole time those two are screaming, "Get in here! Get in here!" And then they both blow up, and then he jumps in Lipton's hole, and a shell lands in the hole with them and doesn't go off.
Yeah.
And the two of them just sit there and stare at it and get cigarettes out, and just like,
Thought you don't smoke, but like, yeah.
I don't. Yeah. So Muck and Pinkala get it. There's our first two 25 deaths.
You said which ones?
Muck and Pinkala are both now dead, unfortunately. I really liked Muck as a character.
Yeah.
So yeah, unfortunately. Well, let's go ahead and talk about their buddy then. Malarkey, who is the second down on the left. Malarkey is obviously hit very hard by this because that's his two best friends.
Old boy gives him the Luger.
Yeah, Lipton ends up giving him the Luger to give to his little brother. Because he's the one that runs out across that field, remember, to try and grab a Luger when everybody's shooting at him? Yeah, so he actually has wanted a Luger for a long time, too. And he's really struggles with this. But even though he's struggling with it, when they offer to take him off the line, he's like, no, I'm not leaving. And they're like, oh, will you go back and visit Buck? And he's like, yeah, I'll go back and visit Buck.
Yeah, but I think let's be honest. There's the whole. I think there's a stigma there to where like, no, you're not going to send me off the line.
Yeah.
Because he knows that they're doing it only because of those other guys' death. Like it's one of those things. It's not.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, because he's like still able and willing to fight. That's not how you want to get taken off. Because like I said, you have people breaking out of the hospital with bullet wounds to fight. Like you're not going to send me back because like. No, like I said,
Because I'm sad.
yeah,
Yeah,
but like that's why
like-
he had to do that counter thing. But like, well, he had to make it seem like, well, Buck isn't coming back, so why don't you go say goodbye and send him off? It'll mean a lot to him. Like almost talking about like, hey, this guy's more broken like than you, so go say goodbye and don't become Buck. Like,
Well, it's okay if you're doing it for somebody else.
yeah, and that's the
Right,
thing.
yeah.
That's but
That's a good point,
Yeah.
AJ. Then you got Picante, who is between Garnier and Muck. He gets shot in the ass. So this is the third guy that's been shot in the ass.
and he was proud of it though.
Isn't
he
it
was
like the second time he got shot in the ass? Or am I?
I don't think he's been
Remember that
shot
correctly.
before, that I can remember, because Buck gets shot in the ass, and who's the other
Popeye.
one? Say what?
Popeye gets shot in the ass.
Popeye gets shot in
Okay.
the ass. Yes,
Yeah.
those two are the ones that get shot in the ass before this.
Okay.
But yes, Picante gets shot in the ass, but they just essentially bandage him up at the end in the church. He's just laying there with a bandage wrap around his ass. He's not even taken off the line at that point.
at that
They-
point, Easy Company's been like you said, it's a badge of honor. Like we know how to treat this wound. Like it's probably like, hey, they're not going to do anything for this back at the hospital. Like you can break out. Like it's not a big deal. Like I said, like even when they're going down the line about their injuries, even Buck like jokingly shook his ass and everything. We're like, he's even taking a hit. He's taking a hit. Like he's been shot in the neck. He's had shrapnel. Like
We got an ass shot, boys.
Yeah.
Whose turn is it to wrap this one?
Well, I don't want to talk about Speirs for a minute, and this may take a minute because I have a lot to say about Speirs. But Spears obviously takes over easy in the middle of this episode. But I will say this, man. I don't know. I mean, this is a very powerful episode and kind of a sad episode with all the death and destruction you see in it. But I literally was laughing so hard when he was talking to those guys at their to Pat and Picante at their foxhole. I had to pause it and get my shit together before I hit play again, because when they're sitting there talking about him, oh, no, it was 20 guys. No, it was 30 guys. Like, oh, he offered. And the other guy's like, what are you talking about? And he's like, oh, he offered him cigarettes and mowed them all down. And then he's like, what is Pat's last name?
Oh crap! I don't even know.
You don't have it over there, Ray?
Not the first names, no.
Well, anyway, it doesn't matter. That's what he calls him by it. Spears does, and they all just turn around and freeze and look at him like, oh crap. He's like, yes, and he's like, what do you guys do? You know, like, ask him a few questions. And then as he goes to walk away, he's like, y'all want a cigarette? And they all just are staring at him like, oh my God, he's going to kill us. Like, it's such a great scene. Like, it just made my day. It just made my day. By the way, we hadn't seen Spears in a couple episodes.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
We had missed him for a couple episodes. Where is Spears up there? Oh, he's on the
He's
farthest
third
one.
row.
Yeah, third row, farthest one on the right. Yeah, I got you. Well, Tom, why don't you say it, because you started to bring it up earlier and I cut you off. Why don't you talk about Spears' run?
Which one? Like,
Well,
the one we ran and relieved Dyke, or the one
no,
where he, like,
after that.
really, when they're in the town and everything, like, he just blew Lipton's damn mind.
Yes,
Like,
yes, that's what I'm talking about.
like,
Yes.
yeah, he just took off. Like, and like I like that even the Germans were surprised and just stood and watched and looked like, he's like, at first they didn't fire at him. Like, yeah, it probably would have, like, what's one guy doing and all that, like, and you see him jog by wall and then come back and all.
Yeah,
Like,
I love the way Lipton says that. I was like, that wasn't even the amazing part. After he hooked up with I Company, he came back.
yeah, you know, it's like he can't. Yeah, you see this smile on his face, like, what the hell, like.
I think it was just the realization of, now we have a real leader.
Yeah.
Well, but honestly, I think that's what gave him kind of like the balls to like draw sniper fire later, because that's another epic run to
Mhm.
where, like, hey Swifty, don't miss, like,
Yeah.
boom, it just takes off. It's like, dude, yeah, you just watch Spears do that. It's like, that's got to inspire you to, like, all right, like, 3 guys down, I gotta make this run. Like, it put him in that leadership role at Spears level,
Mhm.
to where, like, I'm gonna potentially sacrifice myself for our best shot to get this off. Like, go.
And then the last thing with Spears is he finally talks to somebody about the rumors.
Mm-hmm.
He has the conversation with Lipton in the
which
church.
Yeah, it's a great conversation.
You know, and essentially he's trying to play it off to Lipton like they're not true.
Well, he never said that. He's like, it's not worth refuting.
Well, he says it's
Like, why-
it's good to have everybody think you're the baddest motherfucker on the planet.
Well, pretty much
Uh,
just use your reputation to your advantage. Like, it's like he doesn't have to be the guy that yells earlier, and he doesn't have to be like the friendly peacock dude. Like, it's like he is competent, and he kind of gets to, like, sit back and rule by reputation.
Yeah.
Like, and that's it's a way gentler way to rule if you look at it. Because, like you said, like, yes, has he killed prisoners of war? Yeah, but like he said, it's always like somebody's friend of somebody's friend of somebody's friend. He's like, you just pay it no mind.
And I love the way they talk about it, him and Lipton, without actually talking about Spears.
Through the analogy.
Yeah, through the analogy. I can't remember which Roman he brings up. He brings up some Roman soldier, and
Centurion or something like that.
yeah, and he's like, well, maybe it's because Roman soldier X never refuted the rumors. And then Spears is like, well, maybe he thought everybody thinking he was the baddest motherfucker on the planet was a good thing.
It's a very Machiavellian way of
Yeah.
ruling, to where
Yeah.
it's like, my reputation will keep everybody in line. To
Yeah.
where, like, I don't have, like I said, I don't have to be a hard ass, and I don't have to be anything I'm not. Like, I can just exist, and as long as I don't have that conversation, your imaginations do the rest.
Yeah. But then I also like the way Lipton ended it with essentially, like, they talk about your rumors because they're fun.
Mm-hmm.
They're just happy to have somebody competent leading us
Yeah.
again.
Yeah.
Like, they don't care. Like they're not worried that you're gonna murder us all. You know what I mean? Like, murdering POWs and murdering your own men are two very different things.
Well, he did murder one of his own men, but
That was one of the rumors. Yes.
Shouldn't have been drunk on the job.
So anyway, Tom brought him up, Shifty, and I think the biggest thing here is we knew, because they bring it up periodically in episodes, that Shifty's supposed to be a good shot.
Right.
Okay, and at one point, I can't remember where they're at, but they attack a town. The town where when Shifty takes out a sniper and they turn a machine gun on him and they mow down all those chickens.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you see that, he's the one that takes out the sniper in that town. Like he shoots up into that tower and takes the sniper out. So but it's pretty much at this point, it's only been reputation, other than that one shot. It's always been, oh, Shifty's a good shot. Oh, Shifty's a great shot. Even Hubler was like, oh, it was almost a shot as good as Shifty.
Shifty's not a good shot. His dad's a good shot.
Yeah. And, and then you have that conversation. Well, the takeaway I took from this is not only is Shifty a good shot, but the trust that Lipton just put in him, don't miss, and didn't even wait for Shifty to get ready. It just took off running.
Well, yeah, he's just building to the right, it's like
Building to the right, window, second floor, and just don't miss, boom, and takes off running. And it's not like Lipton was like Speedy Gonzalez there.
No, he's a zigzag pattern. Don't hit the point. That's all it was.
These dudes must have just Shifty doesn't miss.
Well, and like I said, I'm sure, one, you have the trust of that there, but you knew he was just inspired from the Speirs run earlier. It's hey, I'm gonna do this shit.
Just like George Michael, you just gotta have faith.
By the way, Shifty is one of the old men that talks before the episodes.
Yeah,
he's the one with the handlebar mustache.
Okay.
Anyway, and last person to really talk about for this episode, a bunch of other guys are in it. I mean, Nixon's in it, Bull's in it, Doc's in it. Pretty much everybody that's not dead, or some of them that are dead, are in it.
They get a couple minutes of screen time here and there.
Yeah, but nothing big. The only other big character that's really in this is Winters. Obviously, we haven't really talked about him yet.
He's just freezing his ass off most of the episode. We see him
freezing his ass off, talking to Nixon about how he has no good lieutenants,
sipping coffee.
Yes, that is his big thing. But I guess here's something we did skip over earlier, more intentionally on my part. After Lipton talks to Winters tries to help Dyke. Now, whether it was for Dyke's sake or for Easy Company's sake, who knows? Or both, maybe. But he is they specifically go out of their way to show us him hammering the plan into Dyke's head and telling him exactly what to do. Giving him every single detail of how this is going to work.
Don't stop in the middle of the field.
Yeah.
Forward. Real specific about that. Yeah.
So Winters tried to get Dyke to lead them in the right direction.
Because that's his job. Like I said, he had no real way to get rid of him. So the best you can do is hey, like you said, I gotta hold your hand and walk you through this plan. Please don't fuck it up and get people killed. That's the best you can do in that situation.
But then it was so crazy. At the end of Winters was don't let me down. What he calls him by his first name. What's his first name? Norman, yeah. Don't let me down, Norman. And gets up. And what's Dyke do? Yawns.
Yeah.
And I'm
But I think they drove that home to where hey, he got nothing from that.
Yeah.
It's that was to show that Winters is putting in the effort here, but not Dyke.
Mm-hmm.
Because I said, at that point, he even used first name basis and everything on him, and it's still oh, just yawn it through.
And then I think the biggest thing from this, and we kind of touched on it earlier, but it was when Winters tries to run into the battle himself.
Yeah. So angry.
Mm-hmm.
And he's been yelling across the field at Dyke for 5 minutes at this point.
But it's funny because it doesn't look like he's gonna run. It looks like he's gonna march angrily out there, and it looks like a parent who's mad that their kid isn't doing well in Little League, and it's I'm gonna march out there and just pick you up and everything.
But the difference is he was thinking because he picked up his gun before he went.
Oh yeah,
He didn't just run off because he's pissed off.
Probably wanted
you know?
like to beat Dixon with it or, everything or whatever. Like, I'm gonna hit this guy so hard with the ass end of my gun. Like, it's gonna be a pistol by the time I'm done with this shit. Like,
But that scene is just so nuts. Like, he's screaming at Dyke, then he reaches over, grabs his gun, and goes to run off that hillside, and then Sink starts screaming at him, "You can't go out there. You can't, you have the regiment to take care of," or whatever he says. And like you said, he's still trying to talk to him, like something about, "I know your love for Easy," and he just blows him off and is like, "Speirs, get your ass out there and relieve Dyke of duty." It's just, and Speirs reacts so fast and without
Like
hesitation.
he was
Just
waiting.
yeah,
that's why they're
exactly.
just stoic and everything, just right there for it.
So listening to the podcast, and they've talked about it a couple times, like, they don't really show it on the show, but Winters and Speirs are like best friends.
Oh, really?
So I'm wondering if they didn't have a conversation before this. If Dyke fucks this up, be ready. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
I said, if they were really good friends, like I said, if he's bitching to Nixon about it, he's bitching.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Speirs knows. Yeah.
so, yeah. But anyway, that's the 25. Anybody else have anything to bring up over any characters before we wrap this up, gentlemen?
No, I think we cleared up pretty good.
Yeah, no, I think it leads in good. Like, honestly, I think it leads into the next episode very well.
Oh, I don't know. Did we say that they're leaving? They're finally leaving where they've been. They say that at the end of the episode.
Yeah, because like now it even says like now they're going to Germany because it names all the places they've been.
No, they're not going to Germany.
Not
They're,
just yet, yeah.
they're going to that Howell's
Hagenau.
Hagenau.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
they're going to Hagenau.
Which sounds German, but apparently is in France. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yes, they're leaving to go to Hagenau. Although they don't know it yet at the end of the episode. He tells us that. They think they're going somewhere else.
Well, they think they're getting relief and going off the line.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would suck.
Well, we appreciate you tuning in for this number 7 episode, Breaking Point. And we would appreciate you tuning in next week for episode number 8, which is
The Last Patrol.
The Last Patrol. Thank you, Ray. Which is, another fine episode from Band of Brothers. And thanks for tuning in to Blockbuster Bums.